Hey guys, welcome to Southern Utah Thunderbirds Dynasty. This is the game preview of South Alabama at Southern Utah. It is senior day in Cedar City, final home game of the year, and I believe we have like 13 seniors. So we start off at tight end, Jacob Alley. He has not played much. Also, Evan Ross, a backup offensive lineman. Kyle Donaldson, right tackle. He's given up one sack this year, and he has become the starter at right tackle. Cody Burgess, the left tackle. One pancake block, has given up 3 sacks, and he is our best offensive lineman by far. Brad Meyer, the left guard, has given up 4 sacks. We lose a lot of offensive linemen this year. Senior Gavin Farr, the starting center, he's given up 4 sacks, has 1 pancake block. But a very experienced offensive line is something that we are not going to have next year. Darren Griffin lost the starting job at right tackle. He has given up 10 sacks this year. Donaldson took his place. He is also a senior. On the defensive side, Mike Tagliaferri, a middle linebacker, has 16 tackles on the year, 4 TFLs. He is a senior. Tyree Mills, a senior cornerback, 24 tackles on the year, 2 TFLs, and 4 pass breakups so far this season for Tyree Mills. Outside linebacker Chad Hansen, 25 tackles, 5 TFLs, 1 sack, and 1 interception back in week 1. He is a senior. Tommy Collette, our leading tackler with 60, 10 TFLs, no sacks yet this year, 2 interceptions, 1 he took back to the house in our last game against Hawaii. He is a senior. On the offensive side, Fa'atu Ma'ola, our leading receiver, 41 catches, 413 yards, a 10.1 yards per reception average. He has no touchdowns yet on the year. So those are our seniors here on Southern Utah Thunderbirds Dynasty. We don't lose a ton, but we do lose a lot off of the offensive line that will be tough to replace. And next up, we have the South Alabama Jaguars. They are a C overall, a C offensively, a C minus defensively, averaging 21.6 points per game. They are number 76 in total defense. They are number 100 in total offense. And they do have a positive turnover differential where we are second to last in the country at negative 12. Our rush defense is last in the country at number 126. And our rushing offense is second to last in the country. So those are 2 things that we are going to want to improve as we continue throughout this dynasty recruiting-wise. Get better at the running game and get better against the run. That's all going to start in the trenches, which is where we have focused our recruiting. So South Alabama, 0-1 bowl record in their history. They're 47-38 all time. Quick look at our schedule. We lost the first 7 games before beating ODU. Since then, we have lost 2 games at Ohio and at home against Hawaii. All we have left is South Alabama and then the finale at BYU. You can see the score differentials were not good in most of the first 7 games. We have done a little bit better offensively as of late. South Alabama comes in at 5-3. And last week, they had their 4-game winning streak snapped by Kent. So they come in with a 5-3 record, and not a bad record in the Sun Belt. We look at some of our statistical leaders. Aaron Cantu, 1,228 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, 13 picks. Rayshawn Martin, 543 yards on the ground, a 3.9-yard average, 2 touchdowns on the year. He's only averaging 54.3 yards per game. Fa'atu Ma'ola, our leading receiver, as we mentioned, he is a senior. For South Alabama, the quarterback, Garvin, 1,248 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Johnson, 577 yards on the ground. He's averaging 72 yards a game. Everett is their leading receiver, 47.8 yards per game. He's got 28 receptions for 382 yards. Jackson, their leading tackler, with 22. Allen with 4 interceptions. And Grayer with 2 sacks are their leaders on defense. The top 25, Florida State beat Wake Forest last week, and they are playing Syracuse this week. Oklahoma beat Baylor. They have Iowa State. Houston has moved to number 3 in the BCS rankings as they blanked Central Florida last week. They have a big one this week at Louisville. Tennessee, Ohio State, UCLA, Clemson, Miami, Texas, Northwestern round out the top 10. Auburn, Louisville, Penn State, North Carolina and Washington are 10 through 15. LSU lost to Alabama last week. They have Navy this week. Bama moves up after beating LSU. They have Mississippi State. Boise State is at number 18, and they play Wyoming. They are 8-1 overall. Iowa, Michigan, Florida Atlantic beat Boston College. They are 10-0 and ranked number 21 out of the Sun Belt. Nebraska, Kansas State, Texas A&M, and Florida round out the top 25. All right, we're going to hit the recruiting trail here. It's been a little while since we've done some recruiting. Zach Landry from Victorville, California, 3-star defensive tackle. Overall, he's a 72. His high school is the Silverado Hawks, and we have offered him on the defensive line. Again, our focus has been in the trenches. If you look at Zach Landry, hold off the defender and then make the tackle on the running play to the left side. Overall, he is a 72. Power move, 74. Block shedding, 78. Tackling, 77. We like those numbers. We need sure tacklers and guys that can shed blocks on the defensive line. And that looks good for him. Offers, he has one from Southern Utah, Hawaii, Oregon State, and San Jose State. So he is from Victorville, California. Next up, we have Steve Smith, a cornerback from Tacoma, Washington, and the Stadium Tigers. Their football stadium is cool, folks. It looks out over the Puget Sound. Steve Smith, a 3-star corner, 6 foot, 169 pounds. Overall, he was a 65. As you see him pick off the pass there. 65 overall, 67 spark rating, 85 speed, 83 acceleration, jumping 82. Not the best tackler in the world at 54, but good in man coverage, which we really like at 79. Good in press coverage, which we like at 84. He has offers from Southern Utah, Oregon State, and Texas San Antonio. Again, from the Tacoma, Washington area and the Stadium Tigers. Kenneth Jude from Trinidad, Colorado, 6'4", 270-pound defensive lineman. Overall, he's a 68, spark rating of 57 from the Trinidad Miners. And another defensive lineman that we would like to get. As you see him get through the offensive line and put the running back on his back. 68 overall, tackling 74, power move 69, finesse move 77, block shedding 76. And strength 83, we like him. And he has offers from Southern Utah, Colorado State, Wyoming, and the Kansas Jayhawks. All right, so those are 3 more recruits that we have offered. And next up, we have the South Alabama Jaguars in Year 1, Game number 11 from Southern Utah University in Cedar City, Utah.